Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we will be reviewing these new lavalier mics called the Holy Land Lark M1. There's obviously a lot to cover, and in fact I'll be using them throughout this video. For the purpose of this review, and also for you to be able to hear the quality and to get to know it a little bit better. We will also test it out in a couple different scenarios so that you can hear it in different setups. Alright, firstly I'd like to talk about the slick package it comes in. It also comes with a TRRS cable and a TRS cable, so for both mobile and for your camera, which is really useful. I actually really appreciate this. It's a hard case as well and not too big in size. Now the thing I really admire about these mics is that Holy Land supply you with a case that charges both the transmitter and receivers. In this pack you get two receivers, which is really cool. Now let's talk about the size for a moment. Now the size of these mics, they're very small and light, which is something you want. They don't feel intrusive and yet capture beautiful sound. When we compare them in size to the Rode Wireless Go 2s, you can see how the Lark M1s are a lot smaller, and lighter for that matter. Now setting them up is actually very convenient. They come pre-charged and ready to use right away. There's a couple switches on the mics which we'll cover now, so as you'll see on the transmitter, there's a plus and minus button to adjust the mic levels, and on the other side of the transmitter is the power button to switch on and off. There's also a Type-C port to charge it and use it on the go. The clip itself is very firm and sticks well to the hot shield. Sometimes too well. On the receivers, they have two buttons, the power button and a yellow button. The yellow button is for noise cancellation. I've done some tests with it and will show it in use shortly. Doing a current test with the Lark M1. This is just testing it outdoors, no noise cancellation, just to see what it sounds like. So as you can see, it's pretty crisp. I've actually hidden it under the collar right here. There's a car passing by. We're gonna see how good it picks it up and how it doesn't. There is no current foam on it either. We're just testing it out right now to see how it sounds and whether it sounds good. I now currently have the wind muff on. This is what it sounds like. It does obviously help when you have a wind muff. And it doesn't look very profound either. It's very convenient. This is what it sounds like when you're vlogging outside. Definitely usable, very, very tiny, and definitely recommend it. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what it sounds like. Bit of wind. We got some cars in the background moving around. This is what it sounds like. The Holy Land Lark M1. Guys, this is it. Now I'm going to do one more setting. Now we're just doing a test holding the Holy Land Lark 1, just like this, no wind muff, and just testing out the volume. Now there is a little bit of wind pushing our way. I'm going to turn this way. There's some cars in the background, but besides that, this is what it sounds like. It's a great little vlogging setup, very small as you can see, smaller than the Rode Wireless Go 2s, and this is what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have some cars about to pass now. That's what it sounds like, and now we're going to do the test using the Dead Cat. This is the last setting. Now when it highlights green like this, it means that it is now in noise cancellation mode. This is what noise cancellation mode sounds like. Now from my experience, I didn't find noise cancellation to be particularly great. It does change your voice a little bit. I don't know if you can notice it in this or not, but to be honest, the way it sounds normally with the wind muff, or even without, depending on where you are and how noisy it is, it's actually pretty good. You don't really need to use the noise cancellation. Now there is quite a bit of cars moving in the background, so you might hear a bit of noise, but this is what it sounds like with the noise cancellation on. Let's talk about the battery life and charging. The battery life is very good on these mics. They last up to 8 hours and take only an hour and a half for a full charge. You can also get about 2 full charges with the charging case, which is pretty awesome and really convenient. Now, when we talk about the range transmission on these are fabulous and super impressive. They have a staggering 200-meter transmission. It will heavily depend on where you guys are and if there's any interference or not. Though without interference, they say it's up to 200 meters. That's just crazy. And to put that into perspective, a soccer field is roughly 100 meters long. That's 2 soccer fields of how far you can be from the transmitter. Now I haven't tested it that far, so I can't say for certain, but I'll expect at least 100 meters of clean transmission, which is probably more than anyone really would need. Now let's talk about the audio quality. The audio quality is actually impressive. For the price you're paying, these little fellas are quite the steal. Sound is crisp, and what you're hearing throughout this is actually pretty much straight from these guys, with very little processing done. In fact, there is no post-processing besides adjusting the volume. For this test as well, I'll be using the Rode Wireless Go 2s and then going back to these to show you the difference. Alright guys, this is the test with the Rode Wireless Go 2. I'm using it the same way that I was using the Lark M1s, the Holy Lands, just like this, so no lavalier connected to make it a fair test. This is what it sounds like with the windshield on. Now, both of these tests are actually running on through the A7S III through a setting of 1 volume only for the mic level. That's the adjustment that you need to make, and then you can always correct it later on in post in terms of extending the volume up. Otherwise, this is sort of the best way to use it. You put on 1 and it's pretty much set up. This applies for the Sony and Canon, and then for Fujifilm, I believe for the Holy Land Lark ones, it was -28. It might be a little bit different for this one, but this is what the Wireless Go 2 sounds like. Now I'm going to switch back to me talking throughout the review, and the rest will be on the Holy Land Lark M1s. Alright, back to the video. Again, this is straight from the mics, no post-processing done. This is what the Lav Mark L1 sounds like. So how did it sound, and which one did you guys prefer? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about the pricing. The Holy Land Lark M1s are very competitively priced for what you get. They cost 239 Australian dollars compared to its closest rival, the Rode Wireless Go 2s, which go for 339 Australian dollars, and that's a $100 difference, which is quite big. Now, the final thoughts, the Holy Land Lark M1s are really great mics for all types of video content, whether you're a vlogger, setting up for interviews, weddings, even podcasts. These are great mics to work with. The only thing I will mention is there is no input for lapel mics, which the Rode Wireless 2 has the option for. So no 3.5mm aux cord for you to be able to put lavaliers. Though also remember, the Lark M1s are $100 cheaper than the Wireless Go 2s. All in all, these are great budget-friendly mics for filmmakers and content creators. They have sufficient battery life, charge relatively quicker, and come with a charging case which charges all three simultaneously. And above all, they're ready to use straight out of the box, which is what makes these such a great option for beginners and professionals alike. That's the end of this review. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider checking out some of my other reviews. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As always, see you guys in the next one. Be well, be safe. See you guys soon.